Hey folks, how are things going? With Endfield's release approaching, there's been a lot of discussion about its gacha system, how it's complicated or unfair, or it will straight up kill the game on launch. There's been people trying to explain the gacha with a 15-step infographic, and while I'm sure it comes from a good place, I'm afraid all it does is confuse people even more. Gacha players don't read, much less follow an infographic. Another important aspect that I don't see talked about is the possible income per patch, and that's what's really going to make or break the entire system. If it's too low, it'll make building a proper collection real hard on free-to-plays or low spenders, but we can't really have a proper gauge for it cause the betas give away a lot of stuff, and release will be filled with first-time rewards to kickstart our journey on Telos 2. However, since a lot of gachas have many aspects in common, we can make some educated guesses. So with this video, I want to go over the gacha system and try and set some expectations for how often we should be able to pick up a new character. Let's start with the livestream announcement. First off is the New Horizons banner. This is a beginner type banner capped at 40 pools that will guarantee a 6-star from the standard 5. It should only take standard banner permits, so this is where the pre-registration rewards will go. Just pray that you don't get Ardelia, cause she'll be free from the login event. The extra 6-star weapon is a nice cherry on top of it all. After completing the New Horizon, basic hunting will take the standard pools we'll get from the events, battle pass or missions. A 6-star operator is guaranteed in 80 pools, but this selection remains to the basic 5. When it comes to the limited banners, they're keeping the 50-50 system on 6-star pools, but rather than going 50-50 then guaranteed, the rate-up operator will be guaranteed in 120 pools full stop. This does mean you could lose multiple 50-50s in a row, but even if we compare it to the Hoyoverse gacha system, 120 pools for the rate-up ends up being cheaper than hitting 2 soft PTs between 75 and 80 pools each. A major complaint I keep hearing is that this system sucks if you lose a 50-50 early, cause you always have to go to the 120 for the rate-up guarantee. But if the gacha rates are anything like the Hoyo games, this is a situation so rare it's basically irrelevant. In my 5 years on Genshin, the greatest majority of my 5 stars cost 73 to 80 pools. I did get some early, but it's an event that happens once to twice a year at most. Same goes for Star Rail. 70 to 80 PT, 140 to 150 if I lost the coin flip. If the pool income per patch remains in the same ballpark, Endfield's gacha will be cheaper on the long run. The one aspect I dislike about it is the fact that they're treating all operators as if they were limited. After being a rate-up operator, the character joins the 50-50 loss pool for 2 banners, and after that, they're gone until a rerun happens. This leaves us with a 2 in 7 chances to win a limited character we might have had to skip, or a 1 in 7 for a specific one, which is a bit too slim in my opinion. Base Arknights had it tried expanding the standard pool as much as it did, and despite not breaking the bank on it, playing since day one let me collect a good 90% of the available operators. Losing a 50-50 but getting a character you kind of wanted but wasn't in the budget at the time made the loss not sting as much, if not turn directly into a pleasant surprise. I'm afraid this won't happen as often in Endfield, but I'll be happy to be proven wrong. Now let's talk about the extras. If you pull 60 times on one banner, you get a ticket that gives you a free 10 pull for the next one. Ticket that if you don't use, expires, but it also builds PT. Before that, at 30 pulls, you get an extra 10 pull for free, which doesn't count towards PT, and if this 10 pull miraculously drops a 6-star operator, it also won't affect the PT build-up. This is bait. This is Hypergriff trying to stop you from saving a 120 guarantee by dangling in front of your face the most dangerous substance known to man. Hope. Do not have hope. Do not take the bait. They will make it even more appealing by giving you 5 banner exclusive tickets to try and trick you into thinking, I've done 15 pulls for free, if I do 15 more, I get an extra 10, might as well try. And once you're there, you're 30 pulls in, with who knows what PD build-up from a previous banner, and they want you to go, I'm getting close, might as well try 50-50. And if you do, and if you lose, you'll have to skip multiple banners before being safe for another guarantee again. Or, well, just spend money, which is what Hypergriff wants the most. Again, do not take the bait. Only pull if you have 120 plus tickets and treat these as nice little freebies. Do however keep an eye on that PD build-up, cause even if it's just a 50-50, you'll be better off popping it on a banner for the character that you want rather than a random one. As for the limited banners themselves, the game will launch with 3 of them, but the devs said this is a special occasion for the game's release, and I hope that's really the case, because they all last between 16 and 17 days, which is a real short duration. Still, this means 1.0 will be 7 weeks long, and fingers crossed, 1.1 will slow things down to 2 6-star releases over the course of 6 weeks. Arknights being Arknights, I would also love to see many 5-star operators and some 4 stars sprinkled here and there. Let's try setting up a little calendar. 1.1 should launch on March 12, and we got a little preview for some upcoming characters already. My Italian blood demands that I bring Rossi home, so regardless of element or role, I'll want 120 pools saved up for her. Mifu is a new phase, and she's followed by Zhuhang Fang Yi, likely the 2 6-stars of the patch, while Tang Tang gives 5-star vibes. Near the end of the trailer, there's also a horned boy making up excuses and holding a handout, but I get the feeling he'll be on the foe's side. Maybe playable, maybe not, but it remains curious that we'll likely have to wait until mid-May to see the first potentially male banner of the game. This, my friends, is a bit of a pickle. Levatine is hot as hell, no pun intended. Redhead wielding a 2-handed sword hits multiple of my weaknesses, but I strongly doubt even clearing all the content in the game in 2 weeks will be enough to hit 120 pulls. Might have to wait for a rerun. Gilberta looks alright, but I get a bit of Venti vibes due to the gathering skill. She's also a nature support for a DPS that isn't here yet, likely Zhuhang. Yvonne is legit the hottest 1.0 character, and if you can get last rites from the basic banner, you might be in heaven. The problem now is how many pulls can we expect to get? How long is it going to take to save up 120? If we take a look at similar gacha, mostly Hoyos and Wuthering Waves, free-to-play players can usually get anywhere between 70 and 100 pulls, with Genshin being on the lower end. If I remember correctly, Star Rail is usually in the 90s range, while the current versions of both Zenless and Wuthering came in with around 100. If Endfield wants to have a similar release schedule, I think it's fair to assume that players should get similar rewards. With the gacha being a bit cheaper, my expectations would be around 80-ish pulls per version, going up to 110 to 120 for the people who buy monthly card and battle pass. Next is the hardest part, because it's the in-game rewards. We will get a pretty decent pre-registration reward mail, and we have the codes Return of All and Allfield for some nice extras. But when it comes to first clears, map exploration, chests, event, possible shops with extra tickets or rebates, I'm a little bit in the dark. We would need to reach 90 pulls total to PT Levatine on her release banner, and I strongly doubt that'll be possible. If anything, 40 to 50-ish sounds a bit more reasonable, but that means we'll only hit 120 to 130 pulls by the time Yvonne shows up. If we have to spend 120 pulls for Yvonne, the next characters you'll have a guarantee for will be at the release of 1.2. If you manage to win the coin flip and your luck stays consistent going forward, it should be possible to pick up one character every 2 to 3 banners. So you're still technically in to lose a 50-50 to the 1 in 7 chance for a character that you had to skip. Monthly card and battle pass players will have an easier time being able to pick one character per version with a possible second every now and then, but if they pull a Wuthering Waves and release a DPS followed by their best in slot support, even small spenders will have to tread lightly and pick their teams properly. And yeah, I'm not really counting the free 10 pulls from reaching 60 in the previous banner, nor the special rate up tickets we should get for the new character releases. These will go build up a little bit of coin flip PT between a banner and the other, and I don't really consider them overly influential. Saving 120 pulls to make sure that you can get the character that you want remains paramount, and it's something I've always done for Hoyo games as well. Except for Hoyo, I wouldn't touch a banner unless I had 180 pulls in my pocket. One thing I'll want to do on release is going to be to build a bit of an umbrella on top of said 120, just in case they release 2 characters I really like close to one another. Or, well, start saving for Levatine's rerun. Skipping a lot of banners amidst the excitement of release is going to be pretty difficult, but it's better than wasting pulls without hitting your target. As for the weapons, free-to-play and low spenders will likely just have to cope with soft and craftable stuff until they save up enough shop currency for their main DPS, then either roll on a new rerun or buy the weapon from the shop. Gacha games are marathons after all, and a little bit of patience goes a long way. Right then, I guess that's gonna be it for me for the moment. What are your plans for this gacha? Do you already have someone you want to save for? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Ciao!
Power united, to total deliverance of Talos 2.